On today's episode, we take the Mazda CX-30 on an accidental snow adventure. That's coming up right now on Driving Sports TV. No, cut. That's not gonna work. This is, of course, the 2022 Mazda CX-30 Turbo. Now, the model we have here is a Premium Plus, and it goes for slightly over $36,000. 2 years ago, we did do a complete review of the 2021 Mazda CX-30, which with the naturally aspirated 2.5-liter engine. Now, that thing was a little bit pokey, but other than that, it's identical to this vehicle. One of the things this vehicle does have, however, is a surround view camera system, which we'll try out a little bit later. Other than that, it's basically the same vehicle. So I thought today, let's not just rehash the past, let's try something new. So we're gonna go on an adventure to Lion Rock. Now this is a climb into the mountains, and it's perfect for this vehicle because the first, about quarter of it is all paved road, which is ideal for the CX-30. Yeah, this is a crossover, but with less than 8.5 inches of ground clearance. And a side note on that, Mazda's a little weird about their ground clearance. They say it's 6.9 in the press stuff, yet when you ask them, they say it's actually over that. It's like 7.6, 7.7, as high as 7.9. So let's just say, for sake of argument, it has more than 7 inches of ground clearance, but less than 8 inches of ground clearance, because Mazda's not terribly specific about this at all. Anyway, back to my main point. On paved surfaces, that's really what the Mazda is designed to excel at. However, the path we're going to take today, it starts paved, but then it turns to gravel. And then that gravel turns to rock as we head to the lookout. And today there is actually a small possibility of snow in the upper elevation, so this could get really weird real fast. Now, the things we're going to test out today is, of course, the all-wheel drive system. This has Mazda's clutch-based all-wheel drive setup, and then they've added a new trail mode. In the older Mazdas, you actually disable traction control to go into a trail mode. Well, now it's official. There is a trail button down here. So with a 2.5-liter turbo engine, you would expect pretty good performance. Well, let's see what it does with a 0 to 60. I'm going to keep myself in. I'm going to put it in sport mode. Transmission's in drive. I'm going to preload with the brake pedal, kind of a pseudo launch control. And 3, 2, 1, and go! Ooh, a little wheel spin up front. And 40, 50, and 60 in 6.5 seconds, which actually is pretty good, but I would expect a little bit more considering 310 pound-feet of torque. That said, it did wheel spin a little bit in the front, which is kind of interesting for an all-wheel drive vehicle. I also would expect more power to go to the back than what I was getting. Still, not bad. Definitely faster than most of the other vehicles in this class. So let's head into the mountains and see how this CX-30 does in the real world. So on this first leg of the trip, we are on a super smooth paved surface, which is great for testing out the handling of this little crossover. And yeah, it's a crossover, but it still has that kind of Mazda zoom mentality. I mean, you think of this more as a little sporty car than you do really a rugged off-roader, because clearly that's how Mazda designed it. The handling is really good. Body roll is very well controlled through the corners. The throttle is a little sluggish, to be honest. I kind of would expect a little bit more with what the power they're claiming this thing outputs, but it's still kind of fun, you know? Now, there are paddle shifters. I can shift the paddle. Oh yeah, that's pretty good, you know? It is a 6-speed automatic transmission, so, you know, don't expect dual clutch performance here, because you're not gonna get it. Rough surfaces here. I think that's just a taste of what's to come. I've got to watch that shift. So the paddle shifters are very small, kind of awkwardly placed. I mean, they're not big enough to find in a rush. I don't really find this an enjoyable way of driving the car. Yeah, it's a way you could do it, but it's just not ideal. So instead, I'm going to forget about that whole manual override, and we're just going to be in drive, I think, for the rest of the trip. Though this is kind of has that, you know, Mazda zoom zoom mentality, it's really not quite as zoom zoom as, say, the standard Mazda 3. But with some additional ground clearance, this definitely makes it a lot more practical, especially if you live in a place like the Pacific Northwest. Now we are east of the mountains, so it's going to be sunny and cold today. The road surface is probably quite cold, so the tires aren't really getting a chance to heat up, but that's okay. It still has pretty good grip. Even these stock tires are actually doing just fine. Kind of expected them to be a little bit more screechy, but they're not. Also, that was a big bump, and the dampers soaked it up nicely. Now, tight corner, I throttle in. Do I feel any power in the back there? Not a lot. It really feels a lot like a front-wheel drive vehicle, but not so much as that you're getting massive understeer into the corners, but it's definitely a thing. It's still an issue with this vehicle. They really need to get more power to the back sooner to make this a much more lively driving experience. And hey, look at that, already some ice. Now these are all-season radials, so I don't know how far we're going to get today, honestly. This could be a disaster in the making. Hopefully that's the only major snow along the route. We'll see. But we'll definitely be giving this all-wheel drive system a workout. Wow, snow. Yeah, it's getting worse very quickly. But it's okay. I enjoy ice and snow as much as the next guy. What I'm kind of surprised with is just how hard packed this is. Clearly, a lot of vehicles have been up here. Oh, wow, we got drifts. Okay, and we got a truck. Now, trucks are a problem. Just whenever you're up in the mountains, it's quite possible to run into other people. And on these single tracks, you got to be really careful. And typically, we're not getting out of that. Are we good there? Thanks. This little thing's all-wheel drive is so bad, I didn't want to risk that side thing there, but thank you. Have a good one. Okay, and on we go over the snow. I kind of like this. It's like little yumps. But I can't get too excited because that's a cliff and that's an upwards cliff. So clearly we have hazards all around us right now. Oh, it is starting to get deeper. Did not expect a snow episode, but let's roll with it and see how far we can get. Did I bring any snow recovery gear with me? No, I did not. So we're only going to take some minor risks here. Up and over, up and over. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is getting deep. I think we should give this a try, though. Wow. Ooh, we're scraping already. The ground clearance is not great on this thing. Still, I think we should give it a shot. Ooh, it is icy under there. I think we're on a couple inches of ice. Let's see what this all-wheel drive system does, shall we? And let's floor it. Yeah, that's all we got. Now, we haven't engaged trail mode, so I still have some more options up my sleeve here. That trench, I'm afraid we're going to scrape if we hit it. So now we're going to try this corner. We're going to try it without trail mode. We're just going to see if we can get around this. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, yeah, we got this. Ooh, gotta watch those holes though. You know, this thing is doing really good. Let's see if we can kick it out here. And then we're gonna go around the corner. Now this is standard mode, so traction control is definitely kicking in. It's still fun. Okay, so now we're gonna reset and we're gonna do the same thing in trail mode. Now we're going to try the same thing in trail mode. I have trail mode button hit, and away we go. Let's see if we can get more sideways this time. A little more sideways. You know, honestly, it's about the same. Of course, that's just one aspect of trail mode. It's not really designed to get sideways. But now we got one more thing to test, and that's to see if we can turn traction control completely off. Back up here. Throttle. Oh, come on, traction control kicked in. I'm a little concerned we do not have any snow recovery gear because I had this much likelihood of snow in my mind. But we will press on because that's what we do here at Driving Sports TV. Now, of course, the number one thing with driving in snow, momentum. You do not want to stop. If you stop, you start to have issues. So we're just going to keep pressing on here. Got a GoPro on the roof, got a camera in here, and we're just going to keep going until we can't go anymore. And if we have to dig ourselves out with our bare hands, so be it. By the way, today is Bring Your Dad to Work Day. My dad's sitting in the passenger seat. You might hear him exclaim, "Oh, no!" Oh, this is nice. I like this. So this is part of a forest fire from years ago, a few years ago, not too many. And it's slowly recovering. You can see the little trees down below that are starting to pop up. It's great to see the cycle of life, you know? We are actually on about 2 feet of compressed ice and snow right now, and it is soft in spots. It's the soft spots that I'm really worried about. So we're gonna press on, but we need to stay inside these tracks. I'm not really sure we're gonna get to Lion Rock, but we're gonna see how well we can do here. As soon as we start scraping the underside though, I think we're gonna have to, throw the towel in because we don't have any snow recovery gear and these are not snow tires. And we're already scraping. Oh! Okay, we're still making it on here. That was just a spot. I'm sure we'll be fine. We're totally fine. Now, the thing here is that on the main track, it's compressed snow, but as soon as I get off, it's gonna be deep, softer snow. It's still icy though, because this is late season snow. It's been here for a while. It's had a few extra layers added to it, but it makes moving in it very difficult. And though I have traction now because I have tracks to go in, as soon as I lose tracks, I'm kind of out of luck. Now, we're still doing pretty good here, moving along. Oh yeah. I'm actually really impressed with this all-wheel drive system. It's actually doing a pretty good job. So long as conditions don't get worse, we'll probably be fine. Knock on leather. Okay, let's see if we can turn this around now. Go pick up Dad. This might be a regret. I might regret this. It's the turning around. Oh, yeah, look, there's a shelf. That's the problem. Oh boy. I didn't follow my own rules. Let's get back up. Oh boy. Momentum. Can we get up? Come on. Oh boy. Well, that's a problem. Let's see what we got. Yep, shouldn't have done that. Okay, so I've clearly got a wheel off the main track and it's hanging down and I'm a little bit high-centered. So, what do? We're gonna keep it in trail mode because I want that aggressive wheel braking and I want to see if we can use a little momentum to get us back on the track. So, rock forward a little. Rock back a little. Rock forward a little. Stop. I don't want to shock the drivetrain too much. Can I turn the wheel? Nope. So the problem with the spinning of the wheels is I am basically building up ice underneath, which makes it even more difficult as I go. So I need to find something to jam under the wheel to see if that'll help. And even though we didn't expect any snow today, it would have been a good idea to at least bring a shovel. Not a lot of things here today. Should have brought my traction boards. Whatever you can find. So let's get rid of some of this excess snow. So I need to kind of go forward, I think. So I'm going to try to roll up onto the logs and then on the branches and then get us back out. Okay, reverse. No. So clearly we have an issue here. The front passenger side wheel is about a foot down on the ice and snow. Luckily, I brought my dad with me, so we're gonna use him the way we always wanna use our dads. He's gonna be ballast. So I put some sticks here that should help us get a little traction. This tire is still connected to the ground, but I think we can get the sticks under it. Okay, let's see how this works. Okay, let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna roll forward, just stay there. Try to get a little momentum. Okay, and then stop. And now reverse and go. I feel like we're digging ourselves in deeper.
Felt like snow.
Yeah, we just started to go. Those sticks aren't going under. Bad sticks. Okay, I'm gonna try going forward a little bit. Okay, and then backwards. Oh, it's getting an error message of excessive all-wheel drive load. Go figure. Okay, there we go. So put in reverse and put foot on the brake, and I just want you to ease on the throttle a little bit while I push. What can I push on here? Okay, throttle, ease on. No, cut. That's not gonna work. Oh, we're not getting any power to this wheel. Keep going. Cut. The all-wheel drive system has failed. We're getting no power to the back. So now we need to focus on the front. Before long, a stranger with a bicycle and a dog showed up. Worst case scenario, we just dig until we're out. Okay, so we're gonna have you bounce. Give me some good bounces. I'm not seeing bouncing. To bounce. Up, and the all-wheel drive system just conked out, so we gotta wait 10 minutes. At this point, I'm considering calling in for reinforcements. As luck would have it, two big guys on ATVs just happened to come by. Like before, we're focusing on getting weight over those rear tires. We got two guys in the back. I'm in reverse. We're gonna be bouncing, and I'm in trail mode. But unfortunately, the Mazda just cannot put enough power down in the back to make it successful. Yeah, we need some. I got brakes on. Okay, so we're gonna try to muscle this out now. Dad, you good? Okay, 3. Still not successful. It was time to dig some more. Progress. Did it get up on these? Oh, I didn't get up on that one, but this one's probably useless. We can use this stick over here. Yeah, be careful, these sticks are super pokey. Okay, Dad, you're in the back, you're in the tail. I know, that front was such weak sauce. Okay. And here we go again. Plan Z. 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, braking. And I am backing out all the way. Thanks, guys, really appreciate it. That was awesome.
Good work over here.
That was great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, well, we finally got out of that thanks to a couple locals. Boy, a couple big dudes come by. That's what you need. And 2 notes. First off, there was no eyelet in this vehicle. That's the recovery hook that goes in the hole so you can yank the vehicle out. Always make sure you have one of those installed, because worst case scenario, if somebody did come along with a truck that could pull us out, without the eyelet, there's really nothing to attach it to. I mean, you could put it to the undercarriage, but then you would be lifting up, the strap would be lifting up on the plastic rear bumper, and now you have chaos. So that's not a good plan. Make sure you have the eyelet so you can screw that in. Obviously, recovery gear is very important, but I think that really, the big thing that we learned today was the all-wheel drive system in this Mazda, really, it's not designed for stuff like this. We had one wheel off with no traction. The weight was forward, and it couldn't pull us out with the 2 rear wheels. When we were in the hole, that front right wheel was just spinning and sending us lower and lower and lower. But the big issue here was the fact that power was not going to the rear. We could have put 1,000 pounds in the trunk. It wouldn't have helped. It doesn't have enough power with those 2 rear wheels to pull us up. When you have a 2.5 liter turbo with 310 pound-feet of torque, you would think that would be enough, but this all-wheel drive system doesn't work in that situation. Now, does it work for everyday handling? Yes. Does it work for, slightly slippery conditions? Yes. But in extreme conditions, this is not a vehicle that you really want to be stuck in. So now we're going to back up all the way out of the snow. And luckily, we have a really nice surround view camera here. So with a nice backup mirror, yeah, we got this. Even if it takes us an hour, this is how we're going home. For Driving Sports TV, I'm Ryan Douthit. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share videos. We make them for you, and I hope you enjoy them.